The European Union and the United States have agreed another pause to their trade war, which began when Donald Trump was in the White House. Tariffs on EU-made steel and aluminium, as well as a range of US products, are suspended until March 2025, after next November's US presidential election. The Australian cricketer Pat Cummins has become the most expensive player in Indian Premier League auction history, after a bidding war that was eventually won by Sunrisers Hyderabad. The team secured his services for the 2024 season for $2.5 million. BBC News.
Hello and welcome to the Arts Hour on tour in Buenos Aires. I'm Nikki Beatty and we're in Argentina's capital city to explore how culture and creative life is surviving the country's triple-digit inflation. Joining me on stage at Connex are star of film and television, Delfina Chavez, soon to be seen playing Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. Filmmaker Benjamin Neistat. His latest movie, Juan, delivers a state-of-the-nation take on Argentina via dueling philosophers. We have a stand-up comedy set from Ana Carolina and live music from hip-hop and Latin folk duo Femina. And fresh from his win at the Latin Grammys, singer, composer and rapper Dante Spinetta, whose band you're hearing now. And we have a live audience. Dante Spinetta's band, thank you so much. And more sounds from them coming up later. The port city of Buenos Aires sits on the shores of the Rio de la River of Silva on the Atlantic coast of Argentina, and it combines colonial architecture with Latin. Residents of Buenos Aires are known as porteños, people of the port. The city's been shaped by waves of European immigration, mostly from Spain, Italy, and Germany in the late 19th and early 20th century. The fun stuff. It's a city of football fans and steakies. It's the birthplace of tango and it's apparently home to more bookshops and psychoanalysts than anywhere else in the world. On a more serious note, Argentina is now a stable democracy. There's just been a presidential election. It was won by the libertarian economist Javier Milei. The country's political history has seen strong movements like Peronism, and there have been military coups, notably the junta dictatorship from 1976 to 1983. Tens of thousands of people were killed or forcibly disappeared. Today, the country's dramatic financial crises continue. Inflation has been running at over 100% all year, and the peso is plummeting. I'd like to ask my guests here on the Arts Hour stage how arts and culture are affected by the cost of living soaring like this. So, comedian Ana Carolina, what does that level of inflation really mean in terms of day-to-day life? Is it that today you could buy a juicy gaucho-endorsed steak, but tomorrow just a loaf of bread?
Yes, something like that. But also that in the end it means that we organize, get together, so there is food on every plate. Maybe as we eat that food, we talk about what it will be like to grow our own food. Maybe leave the cows alone.
Are you a vegetarian?
No, I'm not.
Filmmaker Benjamin Neistat, making films means planning way ahead, way in advance. So how is inflation affecting your work?
Well, it has been affecting for a while now. So right now it's quite uncertain for us, also on the political end, because we have a lot of backing from government institutions that are about to be foreclosed. So it's
Because
quite
Javier Milei wants to shut down the Ministry of Culture.
yeah, it will be shut down, and it was part of his platform to shut down the Institute of Cinema, which is quite a backer of the industry. It has been for almost 60 years now, more I think 70 years. So our industry is alert.
Right. Actress Delfina Chavez, you've actually been filming away from Argentina, starring in this new series, Maxima. as the Argentinian-born Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. How is it for you?
Well, I mean, I was very lucky to get the experience to work abroad, but have also made me think how proud I feel to be Argentinian and how proud I am to export our identity
To the rest of the world.
to the rest of the world.
Yeah. Sofia and Clara Trucco, otherwise known as the music duo Femina. What does the economic situation mean for you as musicians? Sofia, I'll come to you.
Quite isolating.
What makes you feel desolate?
Yeah, exactly. Because you never know what is going to happen tomorrow, and when you think it can be worse, it gets more worse. So it's very unstable.
Thank you all. Musician Dante Spinetta, you're going to perform for us in a moment. First, though, congratulations on your Latin Grammy win. What does it mean to you?
Thank you. It means a lot. This one is special. It's my first Grammy as solo artist.
You are a really versatile artist. You can rap, you can sing, you can compose. Your sound can shift effortlessly between hip hop, rock, salsa, and your latest album, Mesa Dulce, which means sweet table. That's really funky.
For me, right now is to keep it funky, all with love and passion. You know what I mean?
So rock music is huge in Argentina. And your father, Luis Alberto Spinetta, was one of the founders of Argentine rock. And in fact, the 23rd of January is National Musicians' Day in Argentina. And that's chosen in honor of your father's birthday. What's the greatest thing he passed on to you?
Well, my father is, for me, is one of my heroes, no, musically talking. Beast.
Beast.
Yeah. Lyrically and playing guitar and composer. He taught me to be proud of myself, you know, to not be afraid, to fight for my art. You know?
So you are going to perform your Latin Grammy Award-winning track, El lado oscuro del corazón, for us. What does it mean?
El lado oscuro del corazón is the dark side of the heart. It's a song about breakup, but it's a celebration. Like, we are not meant to each other, but we cool. Let's move on. Let's be happy.
Dante Spinetta, the stage is yours.
Mejor así, ya no seguir. No hacemos más que discutir. Tranquilate junto tú también y me voy. El te amo ya venció. Hoy es la fecha de expiración. Como las flores en nuestro balcón. Hace que esa canción, el lado oscuro del corazón. Y yo sé que estamos bien.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any...
There is no word.
Thank you for that so much. Let me turn to our audience here at Connect. So the other question I'm interested in is, if there are that many psychoanalysts in Buenos Aires, hands up if you are in therapy in the audience. Oh my God, almost everybody is in therapy then. Okay, what about on this stage? Hands up. Oh,
Yes.
all of you.
Yeah, therapy.
That's every single one of the panel and almost all the audience.
For mental health. Very important.
Well, maybe somebody would like to tell me a little bit about that. I mean, how does that fit with the Porteño identity? Oh, yes, gentleman here in the second row.
My name is Leandro.
Hi.
I think we just love to talk about.
That ties into the Porteño.
You pay for attention.
And when do you feel you've had enough attention?
No, never.
Never? Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you. Anybody else want to ask? Hello.
Ines.
Ines, hi.
Well, we have a very long tradition of this. Argentina was one of the first countries to decide in the 50s, and we exported even Spain when it was forbidden and for many other countries. And I want to reassure the idea of Villa Freud, because in the 70s, they were all in psychoanalysis, it was forbidden, and they all move over because it was quiet, and they had to take the placas,
The signs.
the signs, the plates, and the names out of the doors because they were persecuted. And it was a sort of Villa Freud became a sort of a private, secure, and forbidden area.
Wow.
And after that, they had to move. I was a psychologist. They all moved secretly to different areas of the city until they were frozen. They had to leave the country in the 75. For us, in university in the 70s, no matter which career you study, it was unthinkable not to make it in the 70s. We were all in, no matter what.
Thank you all so much. You're listening to the BBC World Service. This is the Arts Hour on tour in Buenos Aires with me, Nikki Beatty. And we're here exploring how leading Argentinian creatives shaping the cultural future here. Actress Delfina Chavez is famous in Argentina and beyond. for her roles in drama series including the Star Plus series Ringo, Gloria y Muerte, The Secret of the Greco Family and Ada, both on Netflix, the long-running telenovela Argentina, Land of Love and Vengeance. Now, she's the star of Maxima, the story of the Dutch queen who was born, Maxima Zorreguieta, in Argentina in 1971. She grew up in Buenos Aires. And then she married Prince Willem Alexander of the Netherlands. So Delphine, the fact that you are Argentinian, I know you've been filming this in the US, Spain, Belgium, the Netherlands. Did you bring your personal knowledge of Argentinian life and history into your portrayal?
Yeah, of course. The fact that they came all the way to Argentina to look for an, but I think they were looking for an Argentinian because they realized, and I had so many talks with them, that it was impossible to explain to a foreign actor what it means to be Argentinian.
Yeah, that's what I'm so interested in.
And that's also with the series, because there's so much from the story and that I was so ignorant about.
So when Crown Prince Willem Alexander wanted to marry Maxima, there were really heated discussions that erupted in the Dutch royal family because of Maxima's father's political career in the Argentinian Videla regime. So that was during the military dictatorship, 1976 to 1983. So did that part of the story give you an idea of how that period in Argentine history is seen from around the world?
So yeah, that's the thing that I didn't know about Maxima, because I was super young when the whole relationship came out and everybody was talking about it. Also, the crisis here in 2001 was going on, so there was a lot of people saying, we don't really care about Maxima getting married.
What was the crisis in 2001?
It was a major currency crisis.
Benjamin.
To sum up, but basically the financial system went bankrupt and it engaged a major social crisis, and we had 5 presidents in 1 week.
But yeah, Maxima's father was a secretary of culture throughout the Videla regime. So yeah, in every newspaper when they started dating, they started talking about the future queen of the Netherlands. So that's how she became super, super famous. And there was big discussions about this. And yeah, of course, it gave me the opportunity to talk about Dutch people as well, to ask them how much they knew about the dictatorship, how it was seen all around the world. And I think this series is also a huge opportunity to educate.
In that part of
yeah, because it's part of our identity. So sometimes when you get, for example, for Maxima, you get a character that goes through so much and gets to tell so much, it's a privilege.
But I think you're going to get a lot more fantastic work as a result of that. Delfina Chavez, thank you so much for now. And thank you all for now. That's it for part 1 of the Arts Hour on tour in Buenos Aires. Don't go away. We have more conversation, a comedy set from Ana Carolina, and live music from Femina and Dante Spinetta coming up. We're back to this.
This is the BBC World Service, and for the forum, Izzy Lawrence is looking at the things we use once and then throw away.
From sweet wrappers to party balloons, takeaway coffee cups to what you might eat your lunch with.
There's over 40 billion plastic utensils that get tossed into the garbage each year in the US alone.
Billion with a B.
40 billion with the B.
How did single-use household items come about? How are they made? How do they become such a problem? And what can we do about them?
What's not happening with disposable nappies at any large scale is recycling them. And you might think, whoa, wait a minute.
Biohazard.
Yeah, do we really want this? But the plastics in there are very valuable and can be recycled. So the technology exists.
The Forum, the story of throwaway living. Saturday at 12 GMT.
Still to come on the Arts Hour on tour in Buenos Aires with me, Nikki Dady. Live music from hip-hop and Latin folk duo Femina and from Latin Grammy winner Dante Spinetta. We'll hear how director Benjamin Neistat's film Juan, a philosophical comedy, reflects Buenos Aires today, and there's a live stand-up there from comedian Ana Carolina. All that and more coming up on the Arts Hour on tour in Buenos Aires.
BBC News, I'm John Shea. United Nations says at least 250,000 people in Sudan have fled the formerly safe city of Wad Madani, south of Khartoum. Fighting between the paramilitary rapid support forces and the army has now reached the city. US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has invited dozens more countries to join a naval alliance to protect merchant shipping in the Red Sea. Houthi rebels in Yemen have been attacking vessels on what is one of the world's most important shipping routes. Health officials in Gaza say at least 13 people have been killed and 75 wounded in the Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza, while at least 20 have been killed in Rafah in the south. The UN Security Council is expected to vote later on a new ceasefire resolution. At least 118 people have died after an earthquake struck the Tibetan Plateau in China's Gansu and Qinghai provinces. Emergency teams have been continuing rescue efforts in freezing conditions. The UN command administering the area between North and South Korea has permitted South Korean soldiers to carry weapons for the first time in 5 years. North Korea began arming its border soldiers last month. The volcano continues to spew molten lava along a fissure several kilometers long in southwestern Iceland after it erupted overnight. 4,000 people were evacuated from the nearby fishing town of Grindavik recently. At least 4 people have been killed in Bangladesh after a packed train was set on fire in the capital Dhaka. Police blamed opposition protesters, saying it was a deliberate act of sabotage ahead of the country's general election. And a court in San Francisco has disclosed that Google's parent company Alphabet has agreed to pay $700 million to settle an antitrust case brought by several US states and consumers. BBC News.
Welcome back to the Arts Hour on tour on the BBC World Service. I'm Nikki Beatty and we're in Buenos Aires, Argentina, exploring culture in the city of contradictions. In the first half of the show, we talked about the effect that 3-digit inflation is having on culture, arts and entertainment and what it means.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Live online.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We call them London for home. For here, we call them London.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning show.
This is Starr Radio. This is
UK.
Starr Radio
UK.
This is Starr Radio
UK.
Welcome.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Love for you runs deep. All of you makes my heart beat. You make a doubt they fade, Jesus, and that's what makes you great. You hold the world in your hands, the hand that made me who I am. Same God now, yesterday, and forevermore. And that's what makes you great. You are God. You will never change. You remain the same till the end. Till the end. You are God. One who took my pain, took away my shame. Lord, you reign. That's why forever call you great. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord. Great is to be praised. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord. 'Cause I'm celebrate.
Love for you runs deep. All of you makes my heart beat. You make a dog fade, and that's what makes you great.
You are God. You will never change. You remain the same till the end. Till the end. You are God.
One who took my pain, took away my shame. Lord, you reign.
That's why forever call you great. Great are
Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth and those of you on other planets as well. I want to salute you and welcome you to the Tuesday edition of the morning show. Today is the 19th day of December, the year 2023. How many days more for the big day and how many days for the end of the year as well? But let me put it this way, all protocol observed. Good morning to my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and my able producer, Mr. Francis Gaye, this morning.
all of
And let me also take this opportunity to say good morning to Anthony Adedeji, Aziz, Bishop Adesina, Rachel, Olakunle, Shamsuddin. Good morning to you all, wherever you are listening to us from. Let me put it this way, all protocol observed. Now, if it's the first time of tuning in on the Tuesday edition of the morning show, you know I was going to say Wednesday edition. Tuesday edition of the morning show. This is how the program goes. I'm going to bring you the code for the day, the weather forecast, will follow suit, and the travel updates from there. We'll look at some of the other stories making the round this morning. It's known as Global Trotting, and at 11 o'clock we have some Koiki joining in to bring you updates from Nigeria. We continue from there to have a look at stories making the rounds in other parts of the world as well. And then at 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions. We continue from there. And then at 12:30, we bring questions down for the end of the program. So in a gist, that's what's going to happen today. So wherever you are, once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. The code for the day says, invest in the truly important things in life. Remember, everything that is worth something costs something. You got it? All right then. Now moving on straight to what is happening on the weather front. Well. Quick one from there as well. For those of you in London and southeastern of England, this afternoon we'll see cloudy skies and a few lingering outbreaks of rain. Let me tell you, it's drier and clearer towards the end of the day as the rain clears to the southeast. And this evening will be dry with clear skies. These conditions will persist throughout the overnight period with a small chance of a few patches of cloud drifting in. Temperature is going to be 13 degrees, the low is going to be 4 degrees, humidity level is going to be low, and pollution is going to be low as well. Sunset is going to be at 15:53 sunrise for tomorrow morning, 08:02 hours. This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Till the end, you are. I'll take you straight to the travel update as well. On the underground this morning, the Central and Piccadilly lines have got minor delays. All the others running good service. DLR, London Tramlane, London Overground, and DLR running a good service. Also, on the major roads in London, A316 in Central London has got serious delays. If you can avoid that, do your best to avoid that. That aside, all the others are running a good service. On the river bus, there's still reduced service on the Woolwich Ferry. The others are running a good service. The London cable car is also running a good service. But keep your eyes on the roads as we keep it navigated. To the final segment of the travel update, that is the National Rail. So on the National Rail this morning, Avanti West Coast has got minor delays. It's Midlands Railway, severe delays. Festival Train, severe delays. Grand Central, severe delays. London North Eastern Railway, severe delays. Newmore, severe delays. ScotRail, minor delays. Thameslink, severe delays. And Transport for Wales, minor delays. So let's put it straight. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your coming for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the road.
Till the end, you are one who took my pain, took away my shame. Lord, you reign.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Oh, welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's crack it now. When it comes to the stories making the rounds in Nigeria this morning, river crisis. Yes. We know Wike is in the federal capital, yet trying to have that influence. Wike Fubara reaches truth as Tinubu intervenes again. A U.S. charges Nigerian businessman firms with multi-million-dollar fraud, and husband kills wife over cooking argument in Lagos. Oh my God. Was he saying you are cooking Nigeria jollof rice or you want to cook Ghana jollof rice? And then that caused the banter, and then they ended up the husband killing the wife. Oh man. A yet to be identified husband and then allegedly murdered his wife in the Olota area of Alimo Show local government area of Lagos over her failure to cook his meal last Thursday. If you come to the UK and see. Now, the First Minister restates federal government's commitment to welfare of military personnel. Now, we want our military personnel to be catered for. However, the question is, if they are at fault, what actions are taken? Do they make sure that they bring them to face the full rigors of the law as well? Or what? Well, in other stories, in Sudan, ISF paramilitary claims control of Rafah Wad Madani, the capital of Al Jazeera state. Wad Madani is home to more than 270,000 people in need of aid and has until now been a humanitarian hub. Egypt's Sisi delivers victory speech after securing third term. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi vows to exert every effort to continue building the new republic after winning the third term with 89.6%. And in Guinea, authorities say depot fire after blast now contained. More going to be coming away from the DR Congo President Tshisekedi holds his last rally. We'll see what happens on that front as well. So coming away from Starr Radio UK in Ghana as well, looking at some of the stories making the rounds there. Okay, just bear with me. A spokesperson of New Force, Salima Abuzi, has been discharged. And then DMAC Foundation, Starr Ghana, deploys 28 observers for new job in South. Divine Mother and Child Foundation, a non-profit organization based in Koforidua, supported by Starr Ghana Foundation, has deployed dedicated team of 28 observers for the district level elections. We'll see how it all pans out there. And legacy revived as Ochihini makes historic enthronement of 58 years after death of J.B. Dankwa. Ochihini Osajefo Amwetia of Feripenyin has made a historic decision to elevate Berima Kwekudua Echianahene to the revered Chiman Kafuhene to a position left vacant for 58 years since the passing of J.B. Dankwa, who was then the Ochiman Kafuhene. Okay, now moving on straight to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. In Iceland, volcano has erupted in fiery scenes after quakes, and then China rescues brave cold as quake kills over 120. 6.2 magnitude quake flattened mountains villages in one of the country's poorest regions, and fears of higher oil prices after Red Sea attacks. Analysts warn delays on the key trading routes risk pushing up energy prices following missile strikes. And U.S. Senator angry at Senate sex tape linked to aid. Now, Ben Cardin says the staff member who reportedly appeared in the clip was no longer a Senate employee. Well, it is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. In the UK front as well, NHS dentistry, as we know it, gone for good. So if you want to be an NHS patient or when it comes to dentistry, boy, I think you have a long way to go. So now looking at private entities, you come in, you can pay for it, and then it goes on from there. Barriers Moon hits back at Sunak over PPE scandal. The PS says she was honest with the government over contracts for personal protective equipment. Well, it ended up that she was lying. She said she was doing all that to protect her family. The government will lay out a way forward as Northern Ireland talks stall. It comes after the DUP ruled out a deal to restore devolution in Northern Ireland before Christmas. This and a lot more going to be coming your way. So coming away from Starr Radio. Okay, let's enjoy this tune from Joe Metal, and it says, "Yeah, listen. The voice of the angel saying, a child has been born. Enjoy it, and I'll see you in a moment."
know this one. Yeah, te abofunti Ritujunse Wawachinkwa Te Warituaye Inyumbe Enyo Nyam Kenyami Wa Susu Asumje Geni Somo. Everybody, can you help me? All right, can help me do this one. Everybody. Put up on it. So that's something we want to do. You want to help us do it. It's a call and respond. So when I say, then you respond. Is that okay? It's very simple. Right? So that's simple. Are you ready now? 1, 2. Oh wow! Can you clap your hands for yourself? Everybody, one more time.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
The best radio show.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 7 minutes past the top of the hour. I know I've got my colleague and co-presenter Mr. Olayomi on as well, getting himself seated, and then we will be seen in a moment. But interestingly, I'm looking at this story that is making the rounds in Nigeria pertaining to the rivers crisis there. But yeah, we'll be telling you more about all that. But for now, let me go straight to our North London studios where we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki already there. Fire on all cylinders. Let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Good morning, Frank. Good morning to all our co-presenters, and welcome once again to the Tuesday edition of the morning show. And I say good morning, Archie, and I say good morning to all our listeners, and most importantly, those that are spending so much from Nigeria trying to catch up with some of the news that we're bringing on the Star Radio UK network. 8 minutes past 11. Let me slightly come back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Yes. How are you doing? How is the family, the festivities and everything? I mean, you know, the kids, they are so happy about when it's Christmas and the New Year, getting ready for all that gifts that they will be getting. How are things?
Well, it seems that, you know, you're looking into what we call miracles because, you know, this morning as I was, I slept very late, and I'm going to be telling you where I was yesterday. You know, I'm sure many of us that are, you know, remember Windrush, we attended, you know, a community service, which we love to do on the Star Radio UK. And yesterday we were literally at the an event that had to do with Windrush. And I'll be telling you about that, you know, in the 80s and the 60s and the 50s. Where are we as, you know, black people in this country, and the Caribbean as well? But I then came back home, decided, you know, I wasn't feeling too sleepy, you know, and I decided to do what we do most, which is, again, talking to the people back home, those that are well concerned with some of the activities in Nigeria. But while I was waking up this morning, it seems that the children were all dressed ready for Christmas. And I was like, wow, it seems that Christmas is around the corner, and I can't wait for those mince pie.
Oh, okay. See, he got something that he wants. That's a mince pie. And then, I bought some mince pie, and then I decided I'll go home. I decided to eat it. I said I'm hungry. Food wasn't ready, so I ate the mince pie before Christmas. So that's cool. Well. Let's touch on the Windrush story quickly. Then we can come to the updates from Nigeria. So, how was the event? Was it just to commemorate what we are seeing, or what was done there?
Well, the event literally talked about there's so much injustice that the black people literally faced, living in UK, and as well, how we have to manage, such, as we go into the new generation, because, in reality, we've got to know that, we have a new breed of generation. I'm trying to see if I can bring us, something that was, said at that event. We had, we have MBE, we have also, I came back home with a very beautiful magazine that says, the UK Black businesses. I'm sure, we love to promote, the UK businesses, in UK. But one thing, that most of us are concerned about is, especially those of us that live here, what those that were living before us, what they have to go through. They have to go through quite a lot. And one of those things is that, they remember the no dog, no Irish, and no dog, no Irish, and those, those kind of phrases that was really had psychology. One of those speakers said, she was told by one of her, teachers that she cannot be a lawyer, and that literally had a big impact on her life. As we say all the time, now that we are having a new, different generation, what can we do differently, to make sure that, people are not affected? And that was the whole topic, which is in the 50s, in the 60s, and what happened in the new era. Also, they talked about our communities then put together, saving money, and then making sure that, they can be able to buy properties. Now we have, a segment on that on our platform here on the Starr Radio UK, where we talked about, buying properties. But then it was very, very difficult, because you literally would not be able to buy property. You just have to, pull the string together with your loved ones before you are enabled to buy property as at the time. Like I said, we will pick on one or two things that was said, during that event when I get that, line up. But let's come back, because in River State, it seems that finally, maybe there might be calmness, as the President Bola Tinubu has literally intervened in the river situation. And when I have the lineup of the, what the speaker said yesterday, I will come back to you quickly, Mr. Archie.
Well, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, bringing you a bit of a sneak view of what happened at the Rimrush meeting that he attended last night. And now we're coming home to some of the substantive issues that is going on in Nigeria. The River State crisis has been going on, but Tinubu's aide has said that political problems are not solved with emotions. Let me just bring a sneak view of that. He said that during a meeting with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, Governor Chimanalayi Fubara of River State, former Governor Peter Odili, and some other stakeholders held at the State House in Abuja. After the meeting held in the State House in Abuja, which lasted for about 3 hours, 8 resolutions were reached to solve the political tensions in the South state. Now, reacting to the development in the post via X handle on Tuesday, Olusegun said political crisis in River State required a political solution, which Tinubu has provided. Well, he said they were using their emotions, but he said the president has given his wisdom there. Yomi, tell us more.
Well, some are concerned, some are hoping that it's not a trap for, Fubara, the current governor in that state. And the reason for that is, when it comes to Nigeria, there's so many, stakeholders, and sometimes they might also be playing, the mind game. Wike, just like Tinubu, Tinubu known as Jagaban, remember, held on to Lagos State for a very long time, and he also had clashes, with the former governor as at the time, Ambode. He was able to resolve his own issues as at that time, but it seems that 27 lawmakers, as we speak this morning, will probably have to return back, to PDP. We're not too sure, but like I said, the issue in River State has become so much tension that the president literally had to intervene to get things under control.
Okay, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Don't you worry, if you can't see me, you can still see Mr. Olayomi Koiki. So it is good enough, isn't it? Okay. Now we are going to be moving on with that happening now. So what has the what has Wike said about that? Is he going to koto, or adhere to what the president has said, or is still going to be pulling his strings?
We know that he's now an employee working with the president. So in one way, whether he would accept it or not. But like I said, there's a lot of reaction to these particular events, especially as many people continue to monitor, what is happening in Rivers State. Rivers State is also one of those states that has good amount of, money when it comes to, the state, the revenue, sharing is very, very good. I mean, in terms of, what they're making out of it as well. Let's pick on, the reaction so far from what is being said. According to Andu, which we cannot confirm, I can authoritatively confirm to you all that this is so-called agreement between Wike, Governor Sim Fubara, that is circulating in the media is fake. Governor Sim Fubara never signed such agreement and will never do. It was a plan and work of Shetima, the vice president, and also Wike himself, and likewise Femi Gbajabiamila. So the question is, as much as we are reporting this morning about these particular events, well, could it be that even the president probably have some meeting, or maybe there was no resolution, and Wike and Gbajabiamila decided to do what a U.S. businessman did, which we're going to be talking about, is now being picked up by the U.S., for fraudulent financial bank statement. So we know that everything in Nigeria sometimes is fake. Even the making of Nigeria itself in 1914 is fake. So it seems that 21st century, maybe, we're not too sure. Maybe this is not a signature coming from the governor of Rivers State. Well, we'll have to wait for him to confirm that himself, that he has nothing to do with this arrangement. But like I said, we've not picked up anything so far, but maybe before the end of this program, we might. But let me come back again to you in the studio again while we're working on the image of these three individuals that we're talking about, this morning as well.
Yeah, listeners, Starr Radio UK, updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we are bringing you everything that you got to know. Okay, so whilst he's trying to put the images of these three individuals who have allegedly gone for the meeting, but let's talk about the River State a bit. Now, how developed is the River State? For those of us who have not been to that part of the world before, and those of us listening who have not been to Nigeria, or how is the River State? Is it well developed? I know there's a place in Ghana where it's like the biggest mines that is in Akwetia, in Ashanti region, and you go there and you look at the roads and it's deplorable. And I look at it and I said, so do we mine gold from this place? And what amenities? How is the community actually benefiting from it? Do you mean to say that the River State, you're saying they chunk out so lots of money because of the crude oil, of course? How well developed is the place?
Well, River State, as we can confirm this morning, also known as Rivers, is a state in the Niger Delta region of the southern Nigeria. It was actually formed in 1967. That's just about 7 years after the independence, when it was split from what is called the former Eastern region. These are always the problem again. In 1884, we had the Congo Conference, and also known as the Berlin Conference, where 7 to 8 European countries decided to split Africa, and decided to scramble around it. And also, we saw how after 1967 was almost the time where the Biafra War was also being engaged powerfully between Nigeria and the Biafrans. So we used to call the Eastern region, the Western region, and the Northern region. But as we went further, more states were break, and then more states were also, encroached, and then eventually River State borders also Imo State. You're talking about, the kind of what is coming out of it. As we can tell you, it's very, very oil rich, and that means that the interest of not just the locals, but also the interest of the foreign partners that wants to make sure that they are having their own access to that particular part as well. River State borders include also Imo, Anambra to the north, Abia and Akwa Ibom to the east, Bayelsa Delta to the west. The state capital is known as Port Harcourt. So if I talk about Port Harcourt, it also reminds us of the Sisoliso plane crash that took place, in 2005, about 18 years ago, when, things went failure. But again, you asked about development. When we talk about development in almost all the states in the country, we have 36 states. Well, not much, but I can tell you that when we look at the, which state has the highest IGR, we will talk about Lagos State, which is about almost 651.15 billion as of 2022. Then you will be talking about River State as well. River State also has good amount as well when it comes to the internal generated revenue as of 2021. But it's all about, the politicians, holding on to the power. Like I said, Wike is just one that was very lucky. He started as probably from the councillor and eventually became the governor, is now the minister. But it seems that he's still having his stake in the state, just like Tinubu has actually hold on the strangle of many in the southwest, mostly Lagos State. So it seems that Tinubu is controlling the country, but he has never left Lagos State because the way it was set up was more of favorable to him. When we talk about tax collection, he actually used his own company to set up the tax collection, and that means for every time Lagos State is making money, money is also being made by President then as a governor. Even though he has left, he's still taking so much share from the Lagos State as well.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Africa, and
Alpha Beta.
Oh, wow. I see. Yeah. Wow. Listeners, a bit of education for you. That's why we tell you that if you listen to Starr Radio UK, we're not just trying to entertain you, but we bring you everything that you need to know when it comes to the stories, the background of it, and everything. So, well, we'll leave the River State debacle that is going on there, hoping that whatever agreement that have been signed is true and that the people at large are the ones who are going to benefit from it. I don't care about these big books. Whatever they do, they've made the monies already. But the common person in River State now is how is he benefiting from whatever is going on there? That is the issue. But listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. In our North London studios, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, I am Archie here, and we're bringing you updates from Nigeria. U.S. has charged Nigerian businessmen firms with multi-million-dollar fraud. Now, yesterday we were talking about one professor who is a scientist who have been voted as virtually a top scientist in London University, is it University College, UCL? And then now today we have another story coming in saying that the U.S. has charged a Nigerian business. So while some people are trying to fly a good flag, raising the flag and celebrating Nigeria, then others are also there doing all sorts. But how true is that story, Yomi?
Well, Nigerians are known for being, well educated, very hardworking. Like I said, towards the end of the program, I will bring you the snip of what one of the MBE that we met yesterday, and I'm going to be telling you a name as well because we can't get the name right now, but I'll tell you the name. Well, that is the individual that we're talking about this morning, and I'm going to be also telling you what we know so far surrounding these, headline coming. Again, this morning, the United States have decided that it is time that we charge a Nigerian businessman, his firms, with multi-million-dollar fraud. It's not the first time that fraud is coming up, when it comes to Nigeria. You remember Hush Puppy, he was living so large in Dubai that even many people wanted to look like him and be like him. Eventually, we realized that he's a fraudster that was siphoning so much money, from different individuals around the world. But this morning, the United States Security and Exchange Commission has said that Tingo Group lied about having $461.7 million in its subsidiary, Tingo Mobile's Nigerian bank account, when it had only $50 in the said account. I repeat that again.
What?
He actually lied. I'm talking about Tingo Group. I'm going to tell you a little bit about these, venture or whatever that was set up in Nigeria. And I'm just looking at what Tingo means. Tingo Group is a publicly traded fintech an agri-fintech conglomerate with operation in Africa, South Asia, and Middle East. Well, it was founded in 2002. It had its headquarters in Montevideo in New Jersey, United States, which is the reason why it's now been picked up. Well, the question then is, how come he has decided to say to the Security and Exchange Commission that they have $461.7 million in a subsidiary Tingo Mobile's Nigerian bank account when it had only $50 in the said account? Does that mean that documents were produced? Well, we know Oluwole was at the point, operating in Nigeria. I'm not too sure whether it's still operating, but we have now become so advanced that even, we saw INEC result was manipulated. Even some people say that, well, I mean, maybe that was something that Tinubu did as well because he couldn't, confirm. So it looks like when it comes to fraudulent document, it is something that occurs in Africa. It is also something that occurs around the world. But according to the SEC yesterday, when it announced charges against Mobusu Binya, also known as Dozie Mobusu, and 3 affiliated US-based entity, of which he is the chief executive officer of Tingo Group, Agri Fintech Holdings, Tingo International Holdings. According to the commission, this individual is now being charged in connection with alleged multi-year scheme to inflate the financial performance metric of his companies and key operating subsidiary to defraud investors worldwide.
Wow, he had $50, not even 50,000. No. Well. It's interesting, but you see, I look at this and I ask myself the questions. In Nigeria now, or in Ghana now, how many businesses actually have the money that they're saying that they have in there? And getting big loans or big contracts from government and stuff like that. We're not able to do diligence or scrutinize things properly as the Western world would do. Or is it that they were just picking up on him because he's a black person? Okay, listen, just bear with us. Yomi, we can't hear you.
Yeah, it's back on. Yeah, I was actually muted while you were speaking. Well, I mean, I don't think he was picked up because the black man, this was some of the things that we had discussed during the event yesterday. But if you've lied, surrounding your organization, your company, that definitely means that there's something that you also have at the back of the mind, because when some of these setup comes up, it's also maybe they will need investor to invest in them, and they have to produce that they are capable, they have their own setup fund as well. Let's go a little bit. According to the statement by the SEC complaint was filed on December 18, which is just this year, alleged that since at least 2019, these companies, individual that spearheaded a scheme was to fabricate financial statement, other document of the 3 entities and the Nigerian operating subsidiary, Tingo Mobile Limited, Tingo Food PLC. The complaint further alleged that Mobusi made and caused the entity to make material misrepresentation about their business's operation and the financial success in a press release, periodically, SEC filings, and other public statements. For instance, Tingo Group fiscal year 2022, in March, reported a cash and cash equivalent balance of $461.7 million in its subsidiary Tingo Mobile Nigerian bank account. But in reality, those same bank accounts allegedly had a combined balance of less than $50 as of the end of the fiscal year 2022. So the question is, which part of the bank statement did he submit? Was it the one he produced, or was it the one from the bank? And like you think, when things like this happen, definitely America will have got in touch with the bank, and the bank actually released the original bank statement.
Wow. Okay. I've got about 1 billion pounds sitting in our accounts now. Who can tell me that I don't have it? Unless myself and Olayomi we know whether I have it or not. But wherever you are listening to us from, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We go back to Yomi for the rest of no. Before then, the defense minister had restated federal government's commitment to welfare of military personnel. Now, with what happened in Kaduna, few days, few days ago. Now we were thinking that the military hierarchy will be called to order, and we'll see what happens from there. But it looks like that is not what is going to happen. And now we have a situation where they are saying that, well, they're going to be going on with whatever they have. Yomi, tell us more.
Well, you're quite right. The Minister of Defense, remember, we told you was in America, and he's returned back to Nigeria. Mohammed Badaru has also reiterated that the commitment of the federal government to the welfare and the well-being of the members of the armed forces of Nigeria. He gave this assurance yesterday while inaugurating the block of flat that was built to accommodate personnel of the National Defense College in the FCT area. This accommodation is very tangible. We've seen so much report coming back from the military, especially those that reach out to us. The way they're well fed is not even up to a very good standard, according to the international law. Also, we've seen that some of the reasons why some of them have been killed in the combat field is because they are not well equipped enough to fight back, the insurgency and the insecurity that has become very, very, alarming. As of yesterday, we talked about, 14-member crews, which I've got more details about those that were kidnapped yesterday because somebody reached out to us. As we speak this morning, the security hasn't done any much, to try to rescue them. These 14 individuals are still being held somewhere in Nigeria. So again, you will need a lot of intelligence gathering. If you're able to do that, then you can be able to pin down and resolve the insecurity. But if you are not taking care of your military, then there's also going to be danger, because we're also seeing military personnel, probably either borrowing or lending their rifle for exchange for money, and then criminals use that. Police use that a lot, in Nigeria, and there's a lot of confirmation to that. But this morning, it seems that the defense minister is saying almost as much as what we've had in 8 years of the failed government of the former President Muhammadu Buhari.
Now, it's interesting because we know they've been going on and on with security measures being put in place, reassuring people, especially now that even we get into the Christmas and the New Year festivities, there's going to be lots of kidnappings and all insecurity issues going on there. Now, have they come out with everything? I mean, yes, the military made a mistake by whatever they saw, that they ended up killing these individuals, thinking that whether they were insurgents or whatever it is. Okay, but the issue is, what measures have they put in place for these festivities for people to be reassured, especially those who are even traveling from here to that part of the world? What measures have been put in place for them?
Well, the measure is they have to first and foremost have the grip of the country. You talked about the measures. The measures is that making sure that Nigerians are up to date with what is happening. In terms of the when you say it salted, which is what we do here in UK. Sometimes individuals that come in and buy large quantity of petrol in a petrol station, you got to flag it down quickly, where they're taking it to. But because Nigerians are busy with their lives, so sometimes even the country, the citizen itself, lose plug. We've seen these members of the Boko Haram that have come into the society, into the environment, they buy stuff, they take it back inside. This is where the intelligence is important. But sometimes when you give intelligence to security, you are likely to be affected because people will come back for you. So that means that everybody just keep mute. But here in UK, if I open my window, like I see something, I hear something, I'm not too sure, it's not very comfortable with me. The next thing is I call into the security. They might just come around and nothing happen. And sometimes they might be coming around and they might be saving those community here in the UK. But in Nigeria, like I said, you report crime to the security operatives, you are already a dead man, because like Tiwa Danjuma said, Nigerians must rise up to defend themselves against the insurgency because the military are compromised.
Yeah, it's true. Well, that was a question. Whilst you were speaking, I was noting that because I was asking myself the question, how, if people are reporting, seeing something, see it, say it's sorted. But you see it, that means, and you go and say it, they'll be coming after you because somebody in there who is compromised will say it was this one who reported that. And then, so what? Well, as
let me quickly give us again, those of us that might be traveling from UK, because we're reporting from here. According to the foreign, the FCDO advise against all travels to part of Nigeria. This is the latest update. It is still current as we speak to you today. It was last updated on the 15th, which is just 10 days before the Christmas. This travel advice has been updated to reflect an expected period of civil disobedience in the southeast Nigeria. It has as if I can get this map out as well, and you can tell that with the map here, we'll hopefully upload it on our website on the Star Radio UK so that people can have an idea background to, if you decide to travel to those regions, you got to take extra precaution. And that is the map right behind you there this morning that the FCDO, because we're coming to festive period, many people will start traveling from this weekend, and we're going to be talking about it more during the Niger Voices tomorrow as well. According to the Foreign and Commonwealth and Development Office, provide this advice about the risk of travel to help the British, the British nationals to make informed decision. Areas where the FCDO advise against travel, your travel insurance could be invalidated if you travel against the FCDO advice. So even if you think that you have, insurance, that will be invalidated. This is what the FCDO is saying. The northeast of Nigeria, Borno State, Yobe, Adamawa State, Gombe State, the FCDO advise against but only essential travel. Bauchi, Taraba. To the northwest of Nigeria, the FCDO advise against travel to Kaduna State, Katsina State, Zamfara State. The FCDO advise against all but essential travel to Kano State, Jigawa State, Sokoto State, within 20 kilometers of the border with Niger Republic. Also to the north central, you must not travel to Niger State, Kogi State, Plateau State, the southeast Abia, the North Riverine of Delta, Bayelsa River, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Imo. Niger border. The Nigerian-Igbo border remain closed. Nigerian authority respond to political situation in Niger. If you are planning to travel by land to cross this border, check with local authority for the latest information. This is coming from the FCDO, the Foreign and Common Development here in London.
Well, when I listened to that and I listened to the list that you had and I had Katsina, then I asked myself the question, what security, measures did the former president actually put down? Because his own state, his own backyard, and they say, you can't go there. Wow. Listeners, it's Star Radio UK. Let's move on to some other stories. Interestingly, well, I was asking the question whether maybe the husband said he wanted Ghana jollof rice. The wife say, I'll prepare you Nigeria jollof rice, and that brought the banter where a man has killed the wife. Yomi is going to tell us more about that and a lot more from the other stories making the rounds and what is on the social media. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, you're quite right. A very sad development coming from Nigeria. This morning, an husband have killed the wife over cooking agreement in Lagos State. You would think that Lagos State is still a state that is well secured, and much more far ahead. But again, violence against women still takes place across the world. A yet to be identified husband has murdered his wife in Olota area of Alimosho local government area of Lagos State over a failure to cook his meal last Thursday. According to the information, the trouble started when the husband, who was said to have returned from work, discovered that the wife only prepared noodles rather than his favorite meal. Consequently, eyewitness who did not want to be mentioned in the media because of fear of intimidation that the suspect left the deceased in the house after he had allegedly hit her on the crown of her head with what was believed to be a heavy object and beaten her to puppet. According to the neighbor who called the husband to tell him that his wife was already convulsing, correspondent learned that the effort by the husband and the neighbors to rush this woman to the hospital, actually she died midway. Now, according to the Lagos State Command, the State Police Public Relations Officer, Benjamin Uduni, had yet to confirm this as well as at the time of writing this file. But the source says the Menron Police Division said that the suspect was arrested after the brother of the deceased victim approached the station for the matter. So we hope, justice will be served in that particular, situation. Let's touch on one or two more before we straight to the social media. My administration, committed to removing anti-investment barriers. President Bola Tinubu continued to try to bring in these investors back into the country as quickly as possible to support his agenda, the renewed agenda that he said. We saw him with the Prince Charles in Dubai. We saw the budget, 27 trillion has been put together. We saw, in Dubai, telling investors to come to Nigeria, the same in Germany. What do investors want if you're going to be coming into the country? You want a country that also has a very good security. Look at what we listed from the travel to Nigeria. But President Bola Tinubu says he has assured the international investment community that his administration would ensure that Nigeria remains a top-level destination for the offshore and the onshore investment, even though we can see that companies are pulling out of Nigeria, intervally. But the question again is after receiving the chairman of Total Energy Worldwide, Patrick Punyana, yesterday in Abuja, the president says again that the federal government commitment is to remove all anti-investment impediment in the country. So we will monitor that and see how that goes, within the next, few minutes. Let's see if we can now take you straight to some of what was discussed during the event yesterday, the Autumn Black History Month that was presented, by Councillor Sonny Lambe, and this is some of what was said during that event.
They're all coming for see for the page. That's a huge challenge. Whether it was on the ship, whether it was through the plane, which happened to our areas.
So what was discussed there is all about those that their grandparents came into this country in 1940 when, we now talk about the Windrush. There was another gentleman that talked about how we've now literally left the real Windrush because they've not even able to identify and have a background history of 10 out of the 1,400 passengers on that ship. It is still work ongoing, but yet one of our mothers also talked about how we were, deceived that, after we built United Kingdom, we are no longer needed. She says, I've lived there, for the last 40 years of my life. We have served this community. We talked about it from the NHS to the rail network, to, investment, to so much that we've done. But yet it seems that when the going is now becoming tougher, we are now being told, when you come into UK, you probably have to return back to Nigeria or Africa. But it seems that many people are now not really satisfied with such arrangement by the UK government, and that is why so much challenges is coming, today. But like I said, it was a very great evening. The mayor of Sodok was on the ground as well, to give his own welcoming speech, and also, like I said, what was it like arriving in UK in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s? I arrived in the 90s, and it seems that things have not been as bad as it used to be in the 50s, but we are still witnessing many, racism and many, bias, within the system. Where are we now? Are we there yet? What does the future look like? How do we get there together? These were part of what was discussed by some of the guest speakers, Sarah Campbell, Sandra Kpokwola, OBE. When I met her, she also said, thank you so much to me, for the great job that we are doing for the campaign to the Yoruba nation, because she said that as someone, if you think of someone having an OBE in this country, that means they've served the community. She says, whatever I've done here, if I've meant to go and replicate it in Nigeria, it will have been a bottleneck. It will not happen. So she talked about, the work that, Professor Banji Akintoye and Chief Dr. Sunday Igboho and all the medias to create that conscious awareness about the right to self-determination. And as we go straight into the social media before I return back again to you in the studio this morning, it seems already, Simon Ekpa, the PM to the Biafra government in exiles, responding to another article that says terrorists from Cameroon turned to Taraba communities into graveyard, killed over 500 persons. House of Reps member raised the alarm, and Simon Ekpa says, and I quote, the Nigeria Islamic State sponsored jihad against Christians in the north. You can do whatever you want in the north. You would dare not try it in Biafra land. So you can see that, if over 500 communities have been killed, where is the security? And you can see why the ESN says we will continue to defend and protect our loved ones in the Biafra territory. Well, fighting Nigerian leaders is fruitless. What you should be doing is pray for Nigeria. I never said so. This is what Pastor Enoch Adeboye is saying again this morning. The pastor in charge of the Region 12 of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Richard Adeboye, has called for more prayers for the leadership of the country to overcome its arrays of woes and challenges. Adeboye said, rather than protesting and cursing them as done in the past, with no reprieve in sight, Nigerians should rather rely on the instrument of prayer for the desired turnaround for the good of the country. According to the cleric, disclosed this while speaking with newsmen as they prepare for the Christmas Mega Praise Night Season 2 with the team Dominion held at Shimawa High School in Ogun State. Adeboye says that there is no nation like Nigeria. The fact that we are still surviving is a symbol that God has created this nation in a very unique way, and very soon we shall shout victory at last. Hallelujah.
Amen. Interesting. When we have our spiritual leaders, I mean, those of us, listen, they know Yomi where it belongs, they know where I belong, but we believe in the power of God. We believe in prayers as well. But when you can see blatantly somebody stealing your money to do that, you say, I should go and be praying for the person. But
the question we should first ask is that did God created Nigeria? Because I was reading I advise people to go and watch the journey of the journey of African colony. And the question is that there was what they called the making of Nigeria. So if there was a making of Nigeria, we can also unmake it as well.
Well, can we all make it? Nuruddin Akin Moyede, good morning to you, and thank you very much to as many of you who have joined us on the various platforms as well. We want to salute each and every one of you. It's been a pleasure once again coming your way with these updates with Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Now, Yomi, before you go.
Well, as the festival period is coming right here, I try to get those gifts quickly because the store gets very busy. The delivery is getting very quiet because more people continue to order, and I'm sure we will have a great festival season as it's getting closer. And like I always say, my grandmom said the same thing, my mom said the same thing. In Yoruba, we say, "Enodun babalaye lo shodun." As long as you're alive, you celebrate it, even if it's not one thing, that it is part of your own religion as well.
Well, that is so true. Thank you very much, Yomi, and have a wonderful day.
Bye for now.
Well, listeners, that has been Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. It comes your way every weekday from 11 o'clock during the morning show. But tomorrow it's going to be coming your way with the Niger Voices. It's going to be the grand one before the Christmas festivities or Christmas holiday. So we want you to be part of it. Assure services for education and healthcare. It says, well done, Olayomi. And okay, you are doing great. Thank you very much. Assure services for education and health care. Maybe if you need some education or some healthcare assistance, get in touch with Assure Services. I think they will be of good service to you. Thank you very, very, very much. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're going to take a musical break and a commercial. And then after that, I'll be bringing you all that you need to know from other parts of the world, other parts of Africa, and other parts of the world as well. This one is from a Christmas medley from the Soul Winners in Ghana. Enjoy this one as well. I'll be with you.
So if we don't do a Christmas song, this concert will be complete. Hallelujah. So we want to share this one with you.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, some Christmas tunes made from the Ghanaian port this time round. Wherever you are, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, a quick commercial break and we continue with the show. Wherever you are, don't touch the dial. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to exactement. Just bear with me. My image is not moving as swiftly as it's supposed to be. I think it's done now. Okay. Yes, sir. So now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds this morning. And as you can see from the background, we wish all our listeners trickling or ticker the Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. As Yomi said before he signed off, well, in Yoruba, you have life, and that speaks volume. Cherish that. Yeah. All right then. Okay, now let's move on to Africa, other parts of Africa, and look at some of the stories making the rounds there as well. Protesters rally against government migration policies outside UK Home Office. One of the stories making the rounds. We'll talk about that when we come home here. South Africa president condemns Gaza crisis as genocide. The genocider calls for a ceasefire. In Sudan, RSF paramilitary claims control of Rafah Wad Madani. It's one of the stories making the rounds there as well. And Congolese in the diaspora in Paris embraces historic opportunity to be able to vote. And President Al-Sisi makes his victory statement in Egypt. And the Cote d'Ivoire PDCI Congress delayed amid legal banter that seemed to be going on there. And Tshisekedi holds his final rally in DRC. So that and a lot more going to be coming your way. This for Starr Radio UK and Burkina Faso government. Let me bring that your way straight on. The president of the transition of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who came to power through a coup in 2022, carried out a partial reshuffle of his government, notably concerning the head of diplomacy, according to a presidential decree. Under the decree, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Olivia Ruamba, in office since March 2022, before the arrival in power of Captain Traoré, gives way to Karamoko Jean-Marie Traoré, who was until now in charge of the regional corporation. No official reasons was given for this reshuffle. Other portfolios are concerned at National Education. The Secretary General of the government, Jack Sustain Dingara, is appointed, while Yakuba Zabrel Guba replaces Simon Pierre Bozin at mines in this country, which mines gold, zinc, and manganese in particular. In July, Parliament adopted a modification of the mining code, allowing the government to use part of mining taxes to support security and development efforts in regions affected by jihadist attacks. In addition, the Minister of Communication and Government spokesperson, John Emmanuel Rodrigo, was elevated to the rank of Minister of State. This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, other parts of Africa as well. The Democratic Party of Cote d'Ivoire will have to wait again for the holding of its 13th Ordinary Congress. A last-minute court decision has sparked emotions in front of party's headquarters in Abidjan. The session to elect a new president were scheduled for last Saturday, but the PDCI was notified of the cancellation at the 11th hour. The leaders of the former single party are gathering this Tuesday. The death of the party's president, Henry Konan Bedie, on August 1 triggered a keen interest in many for the succession. Among them are the mayor of Cocody, Jean-Marc Yassi, and the former head of credit, Tuze Tijani Thiam, as well as the other key figures who are harboring their frustration. These are all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time exactly to 12 o'clock. In other stories making the rounds as well, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi won the country's presidential election with 89.6% of the vote, securing himself a new 6-year term, the National Election Authority announced on Monday. The head of the authority, Hazim Badawi, said the turnout had reached an unprecedented 66.8% among Egyptians, 67 million voters. More than 39 million voters cast their ballots for Mr. Sisi, who has been at the helm of the country for a decade, the president was pitted against three candidates: Azim Omar, leader of the Republican People's Party, and second in the poll with 4.5% of the vote, and Farid Zahran, leader of a small left-wing party, and Abdul Sanad Yamama of the WAF, century-old but now marginal party. Mr. Sisi's victory guarantees him a third term in office starting in April and supposed to be his last under the Egyptian constitution. This election comes as no surprise in a country of 106 million people beset by multiple crises ranging from purchasing power to the war in neighboring Gaza as well. It's all coming away from Starr Radio, okay? But come another 6 years, he's not going to say, you know what? I think that I need to go back and maybe tweak the elections, tweak my policies, the constitution, or get a constitution to a reform in the constitution or amendment in the constitution to allow me another chance to run for another one. But what do you think about all that? This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In another story, before we bring the updates from the African continent to close there, let's go to Sudan. In Sudan this morning as well, Sudanese paramilitaries at war with the army since April 15 seized Rufa on Monday and made new incursions into the neighboring town of Wad Madani, both in the central eastern state of Al Jazeera, previously spared from hostilities, according to witnesses. On Friday, fighting between the Sudanese army of the paramilitary rapid support forces spread to Wad Madani in 180 kilometers south of Khartoum, which had become a refuge for many displaced persons fleeing the fighting in the capital. As the fighting progressed, residents fled the area. The capital of Al Jazeera state, Wad Madani, is home to more than 270,000 people in need of aid and has until now been a humanitarian hub, according to the UN. On Sunday, paramilitary established a military base there before seizing Rufa 40 kilometers from Wad Madani on Monday. The RSF took control of the army headquarters, the police office, and the hospital after a clash that lasted an hour, according to the same sources. In a statement on X, the paramilitary claimed to have taken control of, among other things, the Army's 1st Infantry Division in Wad Madani. Anthony Adedeji, massive good morning to you, my brother. I hope you are doing very, very well as well. It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, the Congolese Democratic Republic of Congo election is going to be taking place sometime this week. DR Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi held his last political rally on Sunday ahead of Wednesday's polls in a bid to retain his seat as the leader of the Central African country. Just like all the other candidates, Tshisekedi has made similar promises like more jobs, an end to conflict in the East, and more infrastructure. The election campaign has taken place in relative calm, a feature in this country whose first peaceful transition of power since independence in 1960 occurred in 2018. Human Rights Watch, nonetheless, warned over the weekend that election-related violence risks undermining the vote. Some 44 million registered voters are set to cast ballots in the vast Central African nation of about 100 million people on December 20 in presidential, parliamentary, and provincial and municipal polls. This all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, now let's move on to other parts of Africa as well. This is around in Ghana. And let me bring you what is happening there as well. Embattled spokesperson for a political movement, New Force Shalima Abuzi, yes, has been rearrested moments after being discharged by the Kaneshie District Court on Tuesday, December 19. Prosecution led by Assistant Commissioner of Immigration and Immigration Adolfo Asensu had told the court that his instruction was to withdraw the charge sheet. The magistrate at the Carnation District Court, Her Worship Nana Abena Owusu Amenyo, strike out the charge sheets and discharged Shalima. Moments after Shalima and her lawyers stepped out of the courtroom, she was whisked away in a security vehicle amidst protests from her lawyer, Francis Xavier Sosu, also a member of parliament for Medina. Prior to her rearrest, the court had ordered their officers to release her iPhone 13, which was in their custody, to her upon the withdrawal of the charge sheets. Information coming through said that a decision is expected to be taken on whether Shalima Abusi would be deported or slapped with fresh charges. On December 11, Shalima Abusi made her second appearance upon arrest and was granted bail in the sum of 20,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties by the Carnation District Court. In addition to the bail sum, the court said she should report to the immigration office 3 times every week, and the prosecution to hold on to her passport until final determination of the case. The court also said the place of abode of the sureties should be known to the prosecution. This was after the 30-year-old Belgian national Shalima Abusi pleads not guilty to 1 count of obtaining for yourself a student permit by false declaration, contrary to Section 52 of Subsection 1 of the Immigration Act 2000 Act 573. This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Well, they talk about the rule of law there, and they are saying that that's one of the things that have happened there. But whisking her away after a court has discharged her, what was all that about? Well, they said the chiefs, her lawyers were protesting, but they still took her away. This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's go to one other story from Ghana, and then we'll bring that bit to a close and move on to other parts of the world. The majority has accused the Speaker of Parliament, Agwang Bagben, of attacking President Akufo-Addo for refusing to assent to 3 bills citing constitutional breaches. According to the president, the bill flouted Article 108 of the Constitution, which bars private member bills from imposing a charge on the consolidated fund. The Speaker of Parliament on Monday described the decision of the president to reject the Criminal Offences Amendment Bill on witchcraft, another one on death penalty, and the Armed Forces Amendment Bill as tragically wrong and a breach of the Constitution. According to him, Article 108 cited by the President reserves the determination of cost on the consolidated fund to Parliament through the Speaker presiding and not the President. The former Nadoli Kalio MP service noticed he would be delivering his detailed response to the action of the President. An attempt by the majority leader, Mr. Saiche Bensa-Bonsu, to get a bite at the fire from the Speaker directed at the President was ignored by Mr. Bagben at his dissatisfaction. Addressing the media, the Swami MP raised issues with the choice of words of the Speaker against the President. According to Mr. Osaiche Mensah-Bonsu, the President has done nothing wrong in returning the bills. He cited the Children's Act, which was passed through a collaboration between civil society organizations and the government under Rawlings, just to avoid a breach of Article 108. Well, so he said, you know what, we can do something about it, but don't say that the President didn't have to do that and you're upset about that. But if he's upset or not, what do you think? This is Starr Radio UK. 10 minutes past 12. Getting to the latter end of the program. Let me bring you what is happening in other parts of the world. The European Union and US have agreed to pause their trade war until after the presidential election. The US tariffs on steel and aluminium and the EU retaliation on goods including motorcycles and whiskey will be suspended until the end of March 2025. They were originally imposed when Donald Trump was president on national security grounds, but they were paused under Joe Biden's administration. The deferment will allow President Biden to keep the EU allies on side, but because they have been paused and not abolished, it will appear to be tough on trade for a domestic audience. The U.S. metal industry provides jobs in places such as Pennsylvania and Ohio State, which could be crucial to the President Biden in the election November 2024. In the absence of a full solution to their differences, this has always been the obvious deal, according to Brad Setzer, a trade expert at the Council on Foreign Relations think tank in Washington, who has also worked on the trade policy for Biden's administration. Returning to an open conflict isn't in the interest of the US or the EU, he said, especially now that Ukrainian and Russian production has largely been removed from global markets. Mr. Trump imposed 25% tariffs on steel and 10% on aluminium coming from EU and into the US in 2018. He cited national security grounds for the decision using a law known as Section 232. At the time, he said, if you don't have steel, you don't have a country. In retaliation, the EU put tariffs on the US-made goods such as Harley-Davidson motorcycles and bourbon whiskey. Now, President Biden has backed the tariffs, but in 2021 said his administration would allow limited volumes of EU-produced metals in the US into the US from 2022. Now, last year, the EU suspended its measures until 31st of December 2023. Meanwhile, the US replaced the Section 232 tariffs with a quota system, resulting in above quota EU steel and aluminium still being subject to tariff. Last year, the World Trade Organization ruled that the tariffs were declared against global trade rule. But do you think Trump was one who wanted to play according to rules? No way, Jose. Attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea risk pushing the price of oil and other goods, analysts have warned. Several firms have paused shipment through the route after vessels were attacked by Houthi rebels in Yemen. The world's second largest shipping line, Maersk, said on Tuesday that it will reroute some of its vessels around Africa's Cape of Good Hope. The disruption has led the U.S. to launch an international naval operation to protect ships in the Red Sea route. The countries joining the security action, named Operation Prosperity Guardian, include the UK, Canada, France, Bahrain, Norway, and Spain. The U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin held a virtual meeting with the ministers from more than 40 countries on Tuesday and called on more nations to contribute to the security effort. These reckless Houthi attacks are a serious international problem and they demand a firm international response, he said. The UK's Ministry of Defense said the Royal Navy destroyer HMS Diamond will join the new task force and the security situation with the security situation deteriorating. The Red Sea is one of the world's most important routes for oil and liquefied natural gas shipment, as well as for consumer goods. It is bookended by the Bab al-Mandab Strait, also known as the Gate of Tears, in the south near the coast of Yemen, and the Suez Canal in the north. Now, Houthis have declared they are backing for Hamas in its war with the Israelis, and the rebels based in Yemen said they were targeting vessels which they believe are heading for Israel. However, some firms such as Investor Chemical Tankers, whose sworn Atlantic vessels was attacked on Monday, said its ships had no links to Israel. Despite the launch of the international operation to ensure safe passage through the Red Sea, Maersk said it was not clear when it would resume journeys along the route. Maersk said a case-by-case assessment will take place to determine whether adjustments need to be made, including diversions via Cape of Good Hope and further contingencies measures are put in place. Listeners, this is all coming away from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Another story that is made around this morning. Italy's top influencer, Chiara Ferragni, has apologized for misleading consumers over purchases of a Christmas cake. Ms. Ferragni, who has almost 30 million followers on Instagram, was fined €1,075 for claiming sales of a designer pink Pandora will help fund a children's hospital in Turin. The cake producers had given money to the hospital months before launching it. The competition watchdog found Ms. Ferragni, 36, promises to donate 1 million to the Regina Margherita Hospital. In a statement posted to her followers, she said she had made a mistake in good faith to link commercial activity with a charitable one. Appearing on the verge of tears, she said she would appear against the AGCM antitrust authority ruling and disproportionate and unjust fine. The Pandora Pink Christmas, which was labeled as being designed by Miss Ferragni, was sold last year for more than €9, well over twice the price of the classic unbranded Pandora produced by Balocco Company. Well, all these influencers, well. We follow them, and at times I say we follow them blindly. Yeah, if they've been in your shoes for a minute, you'll know what song you are actually singing, right? Somebody says, right. All right then. Now, Gansu earthquake, over 120 people killed in China's deadliest quake in years. Now, at least 26 people have been killed in northwest China in the country's deadliest earthquake for years. A 6.2 magnitude quake hit mountainous Gansu province around midnight on Monday, 16 hours, also shaking neighboring Qinghai. Now, fatalities may rise with more than 700 reported injured in icy conditions as well. Chinese President Xi Jinping has ordered thousands of rescue crew to the region, among the poorest and most diverse in China. On Tuesday, footage shown on state TV and social media networks showed entire village split by the quake, as well as collapsed buildings and houses. Residents who fled their homes were also shown huddling over makeshift fires at hastily erected evacuation camps. Temperatures hit minus 13 degrees on Tuesday, Chinese media has reported. Now, survivors said tremors had felt like being tossed by surging waves and recalled rushing out of their apartment. I woke my family up and we rushed down all 16 floors in one breath, said one man named Mr. King by Chinese outlets. Well, sad one there, but that was a very strong earthquake there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, teachers should inform parents if their child wishes to change their gender identity at school under newly published government guidance. I think it's a good one, isn't it? Schools in England should take a very cautious approach if people want to use a new name, pronouns, or uniform. Now, teachers will be able to withhold information if they believe a child could be put at significant risk. The Department for Education says it will assist teachers to act in the best interest of people. The guidance, which applies to schools in England, has been promised since 2018 and it's not compulsory. The Education Secretary Gillian Keegan said parents' views must also be at the heart of all decisions made about their children. Minister for Women and Equality Kemi Badenoch added the guidance made clear schools do not have to accept a child's request to socially transition. They're referring to when someone wants to change their name, pronouns, or clothing to reflect their gender identity. Teachers or people should not be pressured into using different pronouns, she said. That's a good one for the teachers, you know. If you come in, some people come in today, they say they want to be a cat tomorrow, they say they want to be a she, they want to be a he. But at least now there's a clarification that will protect them as well. But I think help, the necessary help have to be given to these students as well. And at least we have the input of parents who also make their voices heard as well. But to the final story before we bring the program to a close, Northern Ireland Secretary Chris Heaton-Harris as far as said a financial package of more than 3.3 billion is available for the return of a Northern Ireland executive. He said this was the final offer and that talks aimed at restoring devolved government were over. Earlier this week, a pre-Christmas deal to restore someone was ruled out by the Democratic Union, the DUP. Now, Mr. Heaton-Harris hosted the 4 largest Stormont parties for roundtable talks at the Hillsborough Castle. He said the financial talks and separate talks with the DUP over the Windsor framework had concluded. It is now time for decision, Mr. Heaton-Harris said. DUP leader Sir Jeffrey Donaldson said there was still not a basis to deliver the financial stability Northern Ireland needs. Now, he said he was very clear there was no agreement with the government over the post-Brexit deal known as the Windsor framework. Despite Mr. Heaton-Harris saying the talks were over, Sir Jeffrey said he had not been told this. Meanwhile, business groups have backed a call by the parties for extra treasury funding for someone to be backdated. The DUP has been boycotting devolved government at someone for 22 months. Now, the question is, can their constitution be amended so that one person cannot hold, or one group of people cannot hold the whole administration or executive, Northern Ireland executive, to ransom? Can it? Well, remember the DUP, they were the ones who were supporting Theresa May at the time. And so when she threw in 1 billion, they all quickly ran there to support it. Now that they are out of power, now they say, no, we don't want to do that. Listeners, this is where I bring the program to a close for today. Exactly this afternoon, exactly at 1:30, we'll be bringing you BB Clement on BB Means Business. But until then, we come your way tomorrow as well with the Starr Radio UK morning show. It will be the Wednesday edition of the morning show. But before we go, let's take this quick commercial break. And after that, I bring you all that you need to know. A couple of commercial breaks, of course. But let's take this one first. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
It's like my favorite song on this album, y'all. It's no secret in our world. People like to talk the things they know and the ones they don't. They will spread lies and rumors just to be known. So why are you wasting your time like this? Hearing those things that break your heart. Give no attention, give no thoughts. Cause people talk, but they'll never help you walk. So whenever they speak, look up and you will see a broken pencil and a sheet. And tell them, I'm writing names of properties. Yeah.
All of this noise you're making on me. Teacher will get you when he comes. I have a race.
No time to waste.
No time to waste.
I'm writing names of talkers.
I'm writing names of talkers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
all of
9.
this noise you're making on me.
Teacher, let them when he comes.
Teacher will catch you when he comes. I have a race.
No time to waste.
No time to waste.
There are many voices in this life, and to be honest, many are not nice. So don't hear something and pick a knife, cause most of these things are nothing but lies. Teacher said be careful how you hear, cause there are talkatives here. They're everywhere. So silence the voices in your head and give no. I'm writing names of talkatives. All of this noise you're making on me. Teacher will get you when he comes. As for me,
I have